Test. All right. Oh, all right. Hello, guys. Hello. I've been waiting to make this video for a while. Um, I didn't know the right words to say, but this is going to be a pretty important video. I hope you guys take what you can from it, depending on your capabilities. But this video is titled "What It's Like to Live with 165 IQ as an American Male." Give or take a few words, a few sentiments. And this is a hard video for me to make because I know YouTube is not made for people with my IQ level. People, are not used to my intellect, either online or offline, and so I don't expect to get much of value from this. But being that it's my day off from work, and being that I have nothing better to do because I am waiting for my next shipment of books to come in, I figured I'd upload it. I figured I'd make a video for you guys. So anyway, my name is Paul, and my IQ has tested, give or take, a few points. Obviously, the upper range of IQ is very vague. It's hard to quantify to any exact degree. Just being that it's a tail end of a distribution, and the tail ends of distributions, they are very wide, right? So yes, if you have a 90 IQ, 105 IQ, 110 IQ, it's very easy to ascertain such score because most people are in that range, right? Now, give or take the differences. Now, but you shouldn't talk about the differences because you get in trouble for that. Anyway, so being that my IQ is so far to the right of the bell curve, it's a tail end distribution. This is not a Pareto distribution. This is a tail end distribution on a bell curve. It's hard to say. You could say, oh, he's 165, but it could actually be 180, 185. And to that, I say fair enough, but I don't want to come off too prideful. Now, why am I making this video? The real reason is I want to explain to you guys, what it's like to live in America. It might be different in Europe, but I doubt it. Maybe different in China, but I doubt it. What it's like to live in America with 165 IQ. Firstly, a lot of you guys are probably going to say life must be awesome. Life must be awesome. You must get the girls. You must be very popular, have a good job, and be very important. To that, I'll tell you guys, I'm not. No. It turns out women do not want intelligence. Women want thugs. Women want people who can commit crime, steal things, do drugs, horrible stuff that is very antisocial, not intelligent at all, go to jail. Now, I am smart, but I'm not smart enough to understand the female mind, all right? Now, that's a little bit of humor, but not really, because I don't understand why, if I was a woman and I saw a guy who had read Plato, Nietzsche, Schopenhauer, Carl Jung, and then I saw a common criminal selling weed or cocaine, I would say, I'm going to go with the guy with some education. I'm going to go with the guy who probably understands Einstein's theory of relativity. I'm not going to go with Tyrone. Okay, I'll say it that way. I'm not going to go with Tyrone. Okay, so that's one thing. I'm 30 years old now. I have never had sex. Now, that's not to say that I couldn't have sex. I'm sure if I paid for a prostitute, I'm sure if I thug maxed or that sort of thing, went to clubs, went clubbing, I would easily have sex. But I don't want to do that. So that's one aspect to know. My sexual life, my dating life, it's very hard. I don't know if it's different in Europe, where there's a little more culture. But here in America, women don't want to hear about quantum math. They don't want to hear about Elon Musk or spaceships or rockets or cryogenic freezing, life extension, that sort of stuff. What do they want to hear about? They want to hear about sexy red, or like football, like that. That's more guy stuff. But even that we can move on to the next part. Is the guy aspect of friends? You might say, well, you have a lot of intelligence. Surely you're valued. Surely there's a lot of people who value you and think highly of you and want to be your friend and talk to you and ask you for advice. And to that, I'd say no. Nope, I am alone. I talk to people at work. More about that in a minute. But no, I don't really have friends. It turns out people want to watch sports. They want to talk about Marvel movies. They want to talk about football players. Oh, did you see this? Did you see Tyrone Bigham's catch the football? He went 1,000 yards. And I'm like, well, did you know how many feet 1,000 yards there are? And they're like, what are you asking? Why are you asking me that? We're talking about football. And I say, well, I was wondering what's your thoughts on the imperial metric system breakdown? What do you think about that? And they say, please, Lee, why are you here? You're not part of this friend group. Go to the other end of the bar. And I say, sure, fine, I'll leave. I'm not even drinking anyway. I'm just drinking water. This isn't, water or seltzer. That's a tip, by the way. I still haven't gotten things perfectly, but a good tip: if you don't drink, I don't drink. It fogs the mind. I see people who get drunk and they act like idiots. I say, I don't ever want to be like that. I don't ever want to be a moron who drinks. It lowers your IQ, but to drink, you really kind of have to have a low IQ already. But basically, a tip is if you go to a bar, you don't want to. If you want to socialize, you go to a club. God knows I don't want to do that anymore. I'm getting too old. But if you want to do that, don't drink alcohol because you'll do stupid things. But you can get seltzer water. I love drinking seltzer. Maybe it's growing up, I'd always drink seltzer. Have those little thin breads. Polish ancestry. Anyway, matzo ball soup, matzo. But anyway, and then you can drink seltzer water. Pretend it's gin and tonic. And if somebody tries, I haven't had this happen yet, but I've thought about the possibilities. If somebody tries to say, can I have a sip of your gin and tonic? You say, sure. And then you spill the seltzer on the ground. You fake a trip, and then that way they never find out it's not gin and tonic. So they think you're drinking. Anyway, it's hard to have friends because I like to talk about philosophy. My hobbies are not really guy stuff. It's not really sports. It's not even politics because politics are for the proles or proletariat. And you go to Walmart and you say to yourself, do I think these people really have a voice in democracy? I don't think so. I don't think Billy Bob over here with his beer gut. I don't think Billy Bob and his beer gut. All right. I don't think Cassandra and her two mixed race children with no dad in the picture are voting. If they're voting, but I don't think if they're are they allowed to really decide the space program? Are they really allowed to decide who's going to be running the country? I wouldn't vote. I wouldn't allow them to vote on the outfit I was wearing outside. So I don't think the people in charge of this country or any country are letting these people at Walmart decide the future of America. So I'm not going to participate in something that Billy Bob and Cassandra are participating in. Okay? So I don't really think it's valid. So I'm not even interested in politics. To give you an example of what I'm really interested in is programming, AI, LLMs, that sort of stuff, neural nets, machine learning, and a lot of people talk about that, but they don't really know what they're talking about. I'll give you an example. When I was 16 or 17, that was the first time I installed Arch Linux with a Windows, a tiled window manager. So that I'm not talking out my ass here, okay? I'm talking out my mouth. All right. Now I didn't have any burritos or Taco Bell, so just talking out my mouth for now. Another little bit of humor, but so it's just not. Socializing is very hard. Because how many jokes can you make about Arch Linux? There's not many jokes. Okay, you can make jokes about Linus Torvalds. You can make jokes about what else can you make jokes about? Linus Torvalds. You can make jokes about Windows users. You make jokes about tile managers. Awesome stuff like that. But Luke Smith. But you really can't make jokes about much, and none of these jokes are going to land at a bar. People say Arch Linux. What's that? Is that a medication? Is that a medication for diabetes? I have diabetes. I'm 400 pounds. My name's Cletus, and I like boobs, beer, and college football. When I was young, I thought college was for learning. I thought college was like the next step. And but it turns out college is actually for college football, which is a preparation for professional football. So anyway, yeah, it's hard to have friends. Hard to have friends to talk about. Here's a test. All right, if you want to understand in more simple terms, go up to a guy, all right, at a bar. A man's man, a real Chad, a real epic guy, right? And say, have you read The Gay Science by Friedrich Nietzsche? And 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100, or 99 times out of 98 times, he's going to say, The Gay Science? Are you hitting on me? And then he'll use a gay slur, and you'll probably get punched in the head. And then everyone will laugh at you because you aren't, what the gay science is. It's not a gay thing. It's about philosophy. It's about humanity. And that's just reality. Okay? So, okay, well, the no friends, that's really the truth. My friends are books at this point. My friends are books, operating systems, and that sort of thing. And at least I have a job, right? At least, you said you had a job. You have today's off. So it can't be that bad. You probably make money. You probably are respected. And to that, I would say wrong. I would say it's hard to socialize because I don't see the point. I don't see the point of playing the little reindeer games. Is my name Rudolph? It could be, but no, my parents named me Paul. Rudolph would be ethnically. I could be named Rudolph, just technically speaking, but there's a different time. There's certain names that certain Germanic names that really don't. Rudolph, Adolf, names like that aren't really out of in touch, in style. They're not really in style because enough said. Anyway, no, I can't lock in as kids say. I can't lock in. I can't the minutia and the drama and the jockeying for power and the office politics. It's too boring for me and it's pointless. And I want to build rockets. I want to go to space. I want to go to Mars. I want to work on AI. I want to work on stuff that changes humanity. Maybe gene therapy, that sort of stuff. Quantum engineering, quantum computing. But the problem is all those things are locked away from really intelligent people because let's be real. The work environments and the education environments are they're more about what's the color of your skin. All right, what's your religion? What's your gender identity? Which bathroom do you go into? And I'm just like, I wish I was a program. I wish I was a cloud with no genitals floating over Harvard or MIT. I wish I was like an amorphous intelligence that would just float around. Everybody else, but even if they're fairly smart, 130, 145 IQ, they're like, well, if you were a guy in a dress or a girl with male genitals, which bathroom would you go into? And I'm like, okay, I'm not able to deal with this. I can't deal with this. My tolerance for BS, pardon my French, is too low. It's much too low. So I can't do jobs. I can't put up with that behavior. And but I gotta make money, right? So I do work. I'm working at a gas station. Okay, I'm working at a gas station, and that's my life. I work at a gas station. That's my life, and that's my life. I work at a gas station. I interact with people. That's kind of how I know about Sexy Red, and Yeah, this is what 165 IQ gets you in modern America. You know, it is what it is, but I just don't see the point. I just don't see the point for to as to what to do, as to why work for society if society is filled with sexy reds. Society is filled with sexy reds, Nicki Minaj's, M&M's. And I'm not talking the candy. I'm talking the rapper, Marshall Mathers. Um, Meanwhile, people like myself are left. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about our genius. Nobody cares about our ideas. They say, "Can you twerk? Oh, do you have a nice butt? Can you twerk? Can you bust it down?" That sort of stuff. I can't bust it down. What are you talking about? Am I a bonobo in the jungle? Am I a bonobo in deepest, darkest Africa, eating bananas, swinging from trees, and shaking my ass so I can get railed by the alpha silverback gorilla? No. I'm a human being in America. I don't get treated like a human being. Funnily enough, I get treated like a monkey. But, I think I probably should stop with that analogy before I get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble with that analogy. But yeah, in the past, 1960s, 1950s, people like me would be in charge of NASA. People like me would be in charge of IBM, Bell Technologies. In the 1930s, people like me would be in charge of IBM for sure, or like BMW or Volkswagen or something like that. A big engineering feat. Whereas now, it's not that way at all. Now, I work at a gas station. I have like a bunch of hot pockets in my freezer. I have some Red Baron personal pan pizzas in my freezer. I have Tostitos pizza rolls. But yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand the point. Sometimes I'll stand outside and I'll look over the at the stars, especially in the winter. You can see your breath, and I'll listen to music, and I'll ask myself, what is the point of life? What is the point of life? What is this country even? Not even what is this country. What is life itself? And I'll just contemplate it, and I'll say, what is the point of life when most people don't even ask themselves what is the point of life? I feel like I'm trapped. I feel like I'm trapped in a box filled with monkeys, and they're throwing poop at each other. I don't want to get poop on me. I also don't want to throw poop. Am I a bad person for that? I don't think so. I think I'm a clean person, and I don't want to be in the box either. It's like that Twilight Zone episode with all the, I don't want to spoil it for you. I'll leave it alone, but there's an episode with a bunch of people in a box. They don't realize they're toys. But yeah, I wonder. I wonder sometimes, what is the point? What is the point of all this? 165 IQ, not a millionaire, still a virgin, employed working at a gas station, reading books. There's only so many books you can read. There's only so many books you can read, and what is the point at a certain point? Why should I know the Platonic dialogues if my life is to talk to crackheads who already have a Platonic dialogue going on with a shadow person that I can't even see? They're talking with. I feel that's how lonely I am. I check out a crackhead. They're getting Black and Milds. It's the middle of the night, and they're having a conversation, but it's not with me. They're having a conversation with somebody who doesn't even exist. So that's even a crackhead has more socialization, more conversations than I do. So it's messed up. It's messed up. They're talking to some imaginary person. So they have a platonic dialogue going on. They're like Plato. I'm a loser. I'm not a loser though. I'm not sexy red. Having to bust it down. Bust it down. So yeah, this is what 165 IQ gets you. I have a studio apartment. I have this laptop. Gainful employment. my virginity. But I have this sweet leather jacket. Anyway, yeah, 165. I don't relate to anybody. I don't relate to anybody I see. I don't relate to anybody around me. I don't understand. Don't understand. When are we? When are people like me gonna be treated like humans? Treated like humans instead of just forced to participate in this clown world. In this clown world where everybody's honking your nose and saying beep 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 beep. I want to get off the circus. I want to get off the ride. I want to leave the circus, but I'm afraid there's no circus to leave. This is the entire universe. Anyway, so here's to a new year, 2025. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys had a good time. I'm gonna probably I might just ask for more work, because what's the point? What is the point of trying to go into society? For what? For what? What is the benefit? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand the benefit of society. I don't understand roads. Who will build the roads? Who will build the roads? Sorry. Who would build the roads? Kind of rhetorical. But I hope this video reaches somebody. If you have 165 IQ, doubtful. But if you do, you're not alone. You're not alone, but it is horrible. It is horrible. Your life will suck, and you will be stuck, because you won't be able to relate to anybody. You won't be able to relate to anybody. Everybody wants their doodads and gadgets and what's majigs and their culture war. And meanwhile, while everyone's arguing about women in the men's bathroom or men in the women's bathroom, nobody will be looking at everybody just pissing themselves, except for you, and you'll smell the piss. The piss everywhere, and the smell wafting into your nose nonstop. The smell of urine flooding the floor as everyone hits each other over the head, telling each other, oh, you can't go in that bathroom, you can't go in that bathroom. And you're just piss everywhere. And you're like, what are you even arguing about? What are you even arguing about? There's no point in arguing. You've all pissed yourselves already. Everything smells like piss. This whole world is piss. It's garbage. It smells like urine. And they'll laugh at you. They'll laugh at you and they'll say, he couldn't do it. He couldn't compete with Shaniqua. He couldn't compete with Shaniqua. That's why he's not getting paid 6 figures. That's why he's not getting paid 7 figures. He couldn't compete with Shaniqua. It's like, what? I'm not competing with Shaniqua because I can't twerk, okay? So anything that's involving twerking, I'm not going to compete. Anyway, guys, and this video might sound racist, but it's not, all right? I'm 165 IQ. I know a lot of very smart black people. I am a fan of black people, okay? I don't have any problem with black people. Believe it or not, most of the people I hang out with are black, and I love black people. So, this might sound racist to you. That's because you're not listening. Re-listen, rewatch this. You don't have anything better to do. If you think it's racist, keep rewatching until you get that it's not. I'm not racist. I don't believe in racism. It makes no sense. There are, differences in bell curve distributions, as always in any population subgroup. But that doesn't mean any individual can't be a genius, regardless of their race and even their gender. So we will talk about that later. We're going to go into racial IQ differences later and why they don't matter. But, hopefully this makes sense to you guys. Maybe I'll make a video on that in a minute.